And well, next week, the city of Toledo is hosting a fair for local landlords. Coleena Ali and Monica Smith are with us this afternoon to go over the types of resources that will be at this inaugural fair. Ladies, thanks for being here today.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So inaugural, first time. Why did the city say, hey, we should do this?
Well, it really started, as you know, for a number of quarters. We've been doing Tenant Tuesday. Yep. Geared towards tenants and their needs, but then there was also a question people were putting on our Facebook and other social media saying, well, what about landlords? We need information too. Nobody's looking out for us. And so while I was working on it from my aspect, Monica was also working on it from hers. And then she said, you know, what do you think about doing a fair? I said, oh my God, I was working on one. So yeah, let's work together on this.
There we go. So what can landlords expect when they come out?
Well, you want to take that on me?
Well, I'll let you take
that one. So, well, what they can expect is information. And so this fair is really geared towards probably the smaller landlords who don't know a lot of things, or they might have recently got their mother's home, or they decided because they saw on social media that a good way to make money is to be a landlord, that passive income. But that doesn't mean that they know what it takes to be a landlord. And to make sure that they're in compliance with the law, make sure that they're being a good landlord, make sure that they understand their rights and obligations. So that's going to be a big focus of that, rights and obligation. What does it mean when we talk about accessible animals or service animals? What does it mean when we talk about source of income? What does it mean pay to stay? So we're going to cover all of those things so that they're very well grounded and know tons of information.
And you know, another thing that we hear a lot about from tenants is about lead safety in their homes. You know, they've got children and they just, you know, a lot of these homes are older. So, and I know that that's your area of expertise, lead. So that's going to be a focus as well.
Absolutely, yes. We're definitely going to focus on lead. If there were two things I could tell anyone about lead, the first thing would be that there is no safe lead level. It's the first thing, and then the second thing is that lead poisoning is 100% preventable. So there are things that both landlords as well as tenants can do to ensure that they are safe in their properties.
You know, as we know, what happens if kids do have that exposure, it can lead to all sorts of issues, health issues and complications for kids. So we want to avoid all of that.
Yes, we want to avoid that. Our goal is to be proactive and not reactive. And so for those individuals who do attend the landlord fair, they will get all that information. And there's some things that they can also do though if they're unable to attend for some reason. So they could always visit the Toledo Lead Safe website. There's tons of information there. They could also visit the Ohio Department of Health website, contact me at the City of Toledo, or they could also reach out to the Toledo-Lucas County Health Department for more information. Always
resources available. Sometimes it's getting connected to them, right? So this is going to really help people to get that all in one place, huh?
Yes. Yeah, and it's not just landlords. I mean, anyone can attend. It's open to anyone in the community. And I think it'll be so beneficial to them. But I just want to say something that Monica just said. It's 100% preventable. But it's easy, and I think that's people's fear, and by coming to this fair, getting the education that she's going to impart, and also the health department, people will realize it is easy, we can do something about it, so it's so beneficial to them. It can be low-cost easiness when we talk about that.
Absolutely.
Sure, you don't have to break the bank.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes, because we do know, as you mentioned, that's why a lot of people get into becoming a landlord.
Right.
You know, is that passive income, as you said. What is the vibe going to be like of this? Are people going to walk in and just kind of go from table to table, or are we going to have, you know, some speakers, or how's it going to work?
Both actually. Okay. So we will have tables. We'll have like the county auditor, the health department, and others will have tables. So that if you have, you know, specific questions, you can go up to them, ask. But they're also going to be doing presentations, not very long, because you know too much data coming as we don't want to, you know, I can't take it in. But there's also presentations to kind of explain and walk through it, and then they'll also be walking away with a resource guide with tons of information in there that they can use. There'll be templates in there that they can basically tear out or make copies of if they want to, and use those for future reference.
Yeah, I think I saw the booklet, and it's, you know, your inspection reports and you know, different things like that, you know, as you move from tenant to tenant and what you need to do to make sure your place is in good shape for the next person. So lots of resources, lots of information, but as you said, little nuggets here and there. So we're not, you know, we've got a QR code on the screen right now. So you all would like folks to register for this.
Yes,
Yes.
ideally, we would like them to do that. Although it is open, like we said, but it just gives a better idea of how many people will be attending and make sure that we have adequate number of resource books and even our partners making sure that they're bringing enough material for their tables and such. So it just kind of helps.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, one of the things Coleena didn't mention is there's also a pre-survey, and so that's why we're encouraging people to register as well, because we want to get a gauge in regards to where people are, what it is they need help with, what do they know, what don't they know.
That's going to help everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Get the most out of it.
Yes.
The most out of your time.
Yes.
Remind us, day, location.
Yes, it is next Thursday, November 14th, from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. So it's kind of short. It's not all day at the main library, and we're in the McMaster's Auditorium. So please come. Anyone, like I said, can join us. Even if they're not in Toledo, surrounding areas, come on and join us and get the information.
And get that information. Wonderful. Ladies, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
you.